Okay. Good morning, Mr. President, board members. Let's see. I've got a request to adopt a 2005 Pace trailer, box trailer that we use in our dare program. This trailer was taken in under a forfeiture, and a court order was issued to give it to the sheriff's department. And we just requested the county to adopt it as county property. Mr. Robinson has inspected it and certified it for use. No cost to the county.
So
moved. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, I have also two other trailers. One donated by the Keep Mississippi Beautiful. It is issued to the county farm. It's an 18-foot single axle trailer. I have the serial numbers on here for the clerk. And also a 1998 double axle trailer, 19-foot. It was issued under a court order to be awarded to the sheriff's office for use. Mr. Robinson has inspected both of these trailers and found them suitable for operation. There'd be no cost to the county.
So
moved. Second. Moved by second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, I've got some requests here on some retiring officers. The family of late Colonel James BOS has requested his service weapon is being retained by the sheriff's office. They would like his service weapon retired and given to the family.
So
Second. It's been moved. Proper second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Karen, that is legal.
We have the surplus at first. We have the surplus at first.
I will verify, well, we make a motion subject to review by the board attorney's office. I know that the county has done that in the past, and off the top of my head, I can't recall each and every step, but I will look that up and verify. The board has followed all the steps necessary for it.
Okay. So the motion then should be. That's fine. Okay. I have a few more of these, and I'm just going to handle them individually so that if we need to take them under advisement, we can do that. Also, a request from retired Deputy Lynn Butler, who recently retired, requesting his service weapon be retired with him also. Is that you go
Second.
Yes, I'll go ahead. Okay, the next will be Deputy James Buck, who retired from here at the courthouse recently. He requested his service weapon also be retired. And the last one that I have, well, actually I have two more. John Wilson, retired. He's requested his weapon as well. And the last one, Captain Charles Bullock has turned his resignation in. He has not retired at this point, but he's requesting his weapon subject to his retirement. We would hold it until his retirement. Okay. I think we have already a motion and a second, subject to approval of the attorney, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay. I have one other item, if I may. Recently, I think Dan Gibson settled a claim on a patrol car that was wrecked. I think the county was awarded somewhere in the neighborhood of $9,000, $8,000 and some change. I'm once again requesting the board to allow the sheriff's department to use that money to purchase a marked patrol vehicle. We will supplement that with money in our budget, whether it be seized funds, or general fund, probably seized funds, to purchase another marked vehicle.
So,
Second.
Moved by second.
I have a question. Pete, has it been determined yet, or how many vehicles that you have that have 300,000 miles or more, or do you have a list or approximate list?
We have some transportation vehicles now that exceed 500,000 miles, but none of the patrol cars are in that shape at this point.
Okay, so it's only the transport vehicles.
Yes, it is a concern that those vehicles sometimes take the worst of the worst inmates, and they're transported to Parkland, to Greene County, and to these satellite programs for Department of Corrections. We have to go there to pick them up or take them there, whichever, in those vehicles that are in excess of 500,000 miles. That continues to be a concern, safety for the inmates and safety for the deputies.
Okay.
And likewise, those vehicles use more gasoline and require more maintenance.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to see the department or the county lean toward purchasing some vans at some point that we can secure to haul inmates safely. And I think that the later model vehicles, not the expeditions that are the gas hauling, but I think that the later model vans would probably suffice and probably would better serve the county. Okay.
How many trips do they make every day? Is it? I guess you shouldn't be talking about that in open, but I'll get what you like.
Thank you.
Mr. President, let me ask a quick question. Since the issue of transportation is growing up, is the effort the county was making to hold court via PTCs, is that underway or about underway, or is that happening, or where are we with that?
It's being worked on. The administrator is, I think, on a weekly or daily basis working on it. However, I think what he mentioned a few minutes ago is transporting state inmates and all this kind of stuff, kind of a different animal. But transporting...
Well, it is. I was just going to kind of run between the lines here.
Yeah.
Since it's the first meeting, we can't add anything. I thought I'd just sort of get between the lines.
Yeah.
This is a good question. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and hear this.
next item on the agenda is Yes, Ms. Robinson, Hinds County Department of Human Services. Is one item to be considered.
Good morning, Mr. President, board members. I am here this morning requesting approval to remove the fiscal year 2011-2012 contractual agreement for security services at Human Services. We currently received two proposals, one for Right Security and one for Capital City Security. We, with the board of approval, would like to retain the current company that we have now, which is Capital City Security Company, at the same rate that we are paying currently now. And with the approval, the board does receive 60% reimbursement each year.
Okay. 60%.
60.
60.
Can I, if I may ask a quick question, what were the totals of the two bids?
One was $11.15 and one was $11.76. We're currently paying Capital Security $11.76, and we're satisfied with their professionalism and their quality of service that we're receiving now. So we are requesting approval to keep that same company.
Okay. What's ready for?
So
Been moved. Do we have a second? Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion. I know that the general trend is always go with the lowest bid or best bid. And if we've got a history of satisfaction with this company and their personnel, and I think that the amount difference is small enough that it would probably be in our favor to stay with what we've got, so there is something new.
And I would like to state for the record, that's, Mr.
Okay.
President, that this was not a bid, so that these are proposals, and so according to law, you're not held by the same standard as a bid to go with the lowest, and it's not with the lowest with an explanation. But I do believe the explanation should suffice, but I just want to make sure that the board is sure you're not held to those same standards as a formal bid. These are proposals.
It's a service contract, is that correct?
Correct.
It's been moved in. It's been moved, proper second discussion. And any other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers? Motion is carried.
And which company was that again?
It's Capital Security Services.
Okay. Any other items that you have?
No, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is from Mr. Willie Robinson, Director of Central Repairs. It looks 3 items for consideration.
Good morning. Good morning. Board President, Board. I have 3 items on the agenda this morning. First item, requesting your approval to sell 8 items for the auction.
Okay. It's been moved.
Second.
Proper second discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Okay, the second one is I want to candlelight one vehicle of scrap once we finish it.
Okay. Ready to vote?
So,
Thank you. Second. Move proper second discussion. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Okay, the third item, I'm requesting your approval to advertise scrap iron contract on 24 Montana.
Okay.
So,
It's been moved. We have a second.
Second.
Proper second discussion. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is for personnel. There are no personnel items for consideration today. Next will be Mr. Clarence Williams, Director of Human Capital Development Department.
Mr. President, members of the board, I have 1 item listed in 3 additional for this agenda. The first is to approve and authorize the submittal of a waste tire grant application to the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality in the amount of $60,000 for the Hinds County Central Repair Disposal Junk Waste Tire Program. There's no match.
So,
It's been moved.
Second.
Proper second discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
The next item is to authorization to request a grant in the amount of $25,000 from the Department of Public Safety and Homeland Security to sponsor the 2nd Annual Homeland Security Conference to be hosted at the Hilton County Line Road. There's no cost to the county. It will bring 200 law enforcement executives to Jackson. The conference last year was meaningful, and Homeland Security and the county, the Mississippi Center for Policy, Sheriff's and Sheriff's Office, Chief Deputy Office, and Chief Deputy Pickwick coordinate this conference.
so,
It's been moved. We have a second. Proper second discussion. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
The next is a continuation grant, the 154 Alcohol Countermeasure DUI grant. It's the DUI Task Force Network project. It's 100% funded with no match. The amount funded is $193,000. It will pay a salary and apprentice for 3 full-time DUI officers and 1 part-time 20 hours per week. It will pay for the internet card services and for DUI meetings.
So,
Second.
Move proper second discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
The next is the 402 Occupant Protection Countermeasure Seatbelt Grant. It's also 100% funding with no match, and the amount asked for is $15,000.
So moved.
Been moved.
Second.
Second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. Thank you.
Next item will be from purchasing department. However, there are no purchasing items for your consideration today. Next will be Ms. Lily Wood. And the payment and finance department. There's one item for your consideration.
Good morning, President Smith, members of the board. We have an inventory report for your consideration today.
So
Mr.
moved.
President, the board members, I bring to the board one request for approval. That's the deletion of allowance and stolen county equipment from 2010 through 2011, with the exception of 5 items. 3 of them listed in allowance: 23, 12, 25, 459, 31, 503. May be located. I haven't verified yet. My understanding is stolen 2462 and 3066 may also be located. With those exceptions, everything else still stands.
Okay. Play forward.
So moved.
Been moved.
Second.
Second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are no emergency purchases for your consideration. And under the exceptions, there is one, however, no action is required. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Attorney.
Good morning, Mr. President and board members. I have for the board's consideration under contracts, leases, and agreements, request for approval to enter an agreement with Greentree Properties LLC. And that is a company that performs appraisals on property. As the board is aware, there are at least 2 lawsuits against the county as a result of the protest hearings that were held, and we anticipate that we will need an appraiser to assist us in the litigation. And at this time, I'm requesting the board's approval to enter an agreement with Greentree Properties LLC for this purpose.
Okay.
Who is Greentree?
Hugh Hogue is the owner, and he is qualified under Section 19369 as an appraiser licensed by the Mississippi Real Estate Commission, or is otherwise provided by law, or at norm appraisers holding the MAE designation from the Department of Revenue. And he was recommended by Mr. Benny Keys as someone who would be knowledgeable with regard to this process.
And this isn't a bidding process, this is a
Yes.
services,
This is a contract for professional services, and it's pursuant to 19369. And I will read the statute. The Board of Supervisors of each county may, in its discretion, contract with certain professionals when the board determines that such professional services are necessary and in the best interest of the county. The Board of Supervisors shall spread upon its minutes its finding that the professional services are necessary and in the best interest of the county. The contract for professional services shall be approved by the attorney for the Board of Supervisors and made a part of the minutes. Notwithstanding any other provision of law, the Board of Supervisors may request and consider the price of the services in its initial and subsequent contact with professionals. Professionals within the meaning of this section shall be limited to, and I read Section F, appraisers licensed by the Mississippi Real Estate Commission or is otherwise provided by law, or ad valorem appraisers holding the MAE designation from the Department of Revenue.
One other question, how do we pay, how does this person make money? How do they pay? I mean, do they pay a fee for every appraisal, or how does that work?
I don't know how Green Tree Properties generally makes money, but the particular request that the county would be making would be for assistance in pending litigation that the county currently has with those who have protested.
So, would it be an hourly rate then?
Oh, I'm sorry, the fee,
Yeah.
the fee.
Well, and reappraisal, that's an independent appraisal. We'll give an independent appraisal and then, I guess, present it to the court.
I understand, but then how are they paid for the service?
The county would pay a fee to the appraiser, and the fee that is estimated for work that we have already discussed is in the neighborhood of $20,000 for an appraisal, and then perhaps $185 per hour for any additional work that's necessary for support or anything of that nature. Are there any other questions?
Okay, let's play the board.
What do attorneys charge per hour?
Some of them charge up to $400 an hour.
What most of them charge? You know, the ones that eat.
$400 an hour. It depends, of course, on the level of expertise of the attorney, the type of firm they're in.
It seems high. $185 seems high.
Okay.
For this service.
And having done a lot of litigation in my experience in dealing with expert fees, this is a high fee. However, if it's the instructions of the board for me to go back and negotiate the hourly fee, I will in fact do so. However, we will need an appraiser hired to assist the county in the litigation.
I'd like to see us either go back and negotiate or ask someone else to throw in a proposal and just kind of see where we are versus just taking $185 an hour.
Where did this come from?
I'm sorry?
Where did this come from?
The address is 5339 I-55 North, Suite 25, Jackson, Mississippi. So they're located here in Hinds County. In light of Supervisor Fisher's comments, I will ask for authority to enter a contract with Mr. Ho pending the amount of the hourly, pending negotiation of lowering the hourly rate from $185 per hour, if it's acceptable.
Can we wait till if we enter a contract and then $185 an hour and ask him to lower it later, and he says, well, you already entered a contract with me, so no. Why don't we wait and see if we can negotiate with him first and then bring in someone else and maybe have another look see it, and then bring it up at the next meeting and see if we can get a better rate than that. I mean, this may be a rock bottom price for all I really don't know, but I just hate to jump in at $185 an hour right off the bat.
Okay.
I almost set the playing field, you know. I'd like to make sure that we are being charged a fair rate. Not to say that we're not, I just don't know.
All right.
So that would be my request, is if we hold off on this until our next board meeting, maybe we can get some other figures or kind of see where we are.
And just note that without this service, it does hold up the board attorney's ability to proceed in the litigation until we have someone. So should be aware of that. The other items I have listed are very services and no additional vote is necessary on the board's part. But I would like to point out that letters A and B are the contracts with regard to the communication center. There was an acceptance by the board in January 2011 to hire the architect as Cartazero, Capital, and Davis, and to enter a contract for professional services with IMS to serve as program management. Sandra Brown.
What was the first engineering company? Not IMS, the other one.
Cartazero is an architectural firm. And I did cause the copies of the contracts to be sent around to the board of supervisors. There was a comment by one supervisor. Those changes have been made within the contract.
Okay.
So, second.
There's no motion necessary, I'm just providing additional information to you. And I believe there is one issue for executive session regarding the bioclinic order. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. President, board members. First item I have is approval to fund the Chapman Road Bridge project. Box culvert at a cost of $40,000. Big crane set the culvert at a cost of $9,020 from the severance tax fund.
Can we jog my memory a little bit about the severance tax fund? Is this something we need to declare as an emergency for?
It's not need to be declared as an emergency, however, there is additional language for additional considerations that the board would have to make. And the board is charged with considering, it's a factual determination, considering the various needs of other taxing districts, is what the board has to consider and actually place on its needs.
How much money is in it? Do we know? I guess you need the crane, otherwise there's no way to spend the $40,000.
Correct. Have to set the box.
So,
It's been moved. Second. Moved by second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Next item is acceptance of the Small Towns Project, MS 107, Road 25-2. That's B, and that's in Bolton. That project has been completed.
So,
It's been moved.
Second.
Second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Next item is acceptance of the Small Towns Project, MS 107-0253B, and that's in the city of Edwards.
so
Second moved by second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Is that the last?
I have two others for,
No, I mean,
does that complete the Small Towns Project?
does that complete the small project?
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that was an effort of the IMS consultants that pushed that project. And if the board president and other board members let me proceed, I have three other items for other business.
Great.
First item I have is approval of the final acceptance of Rural Safety Innovation Program 0025-23B Phase 1.
Thank you, board.
So,
Moved. Second.
sorry.
Moved by second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Next item is approval of the final acceptance of the Tommy Ford Road Bridge Replacement Project LSBP 25-6.
Thank you. Thank you, board.
So,
Been moved.
I'll second. Where's it located, Carl?
In Hinds County.
Yeah, I hope it is. You know I was coming with it, so you might as well go ahead and do it. I hope it's not in Madison.
It's off of, it's north of Cayuga Road, east of County 27.
Okay, all right.
That was close to you, but that was
You knew it was coming.
I did it without my map.
Okay,
It's been moved. Do we have a second?
I second it.
It's been moved by the second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Last item is approval to deprogram the Cedar of Lebanon and Manhattan Bridge Replacement Projects, BR 72651B. This is due to the city of Jackson already completing the Cedars of Lebanon Bridge is open, and they plan to go to construction on the Manhattan Road Bridge in November this year.
So,
It's been moved.
Second.
Second